Am I the a-hole for asking my date for their ID to confirm their age? Don't forget to like, subscribe and hit the bell button to never miss any of our future videos. I, 22 female, went on a coffee date with this guy from Tinder after talking for about a week. On the app it said that he was also 21. When I got to the coffee place he looked kinda like his pictures but a little younger, making me question his age. So, I decided to ask him if he wanted to get a drink later. He started acting kinda weird and looked nervous before suggesting dinner instead. This was odd to me because he had previously said that he enjoyed drinking. During the date he also said he worked somewhere else than he had told me via text, making the whole interaction seem off. At the end of the date I asked him to drive me home, and when we were in front of my apartment I brought up the inconsistencies between what he texted me versus what he said and asked to see his ID. He started crying and apologizing and showed me his ID. He was 18. I felt really bad for making him cry, especially because I didn't plan on going on a second date. I told my friend about it and she said I should have let it go and there was no need to embarrass the guy. So am I the a-hole? Not the a-hole. That's manipulative and gross, and if he's not called out he's more likely to keep doing it to other women. Report his Tinder account. Not the a-hole. You did the right thing. He could have been a minor. Exactly. There are people who are saying everyone sucks here because OP didn't need to see the ID because she wasn't going to see him again and he was 18, so she wouldn't have gotten in trouble. But how could she have known he wasn't younger? She could get in serious trouble if he had been. She was right to ask about it. Exactly my point. It's good for her to know, because what if someone tries to drop her in it for going on a date with a minor and she's not prepared for it? What if they had ended up staying friends? Not the a-hole. But sweet Jesus, don't get in a car or go to the house of or invite to your house an internet date. That is so dangerous. And you already thought he was shady and lying. And then you asked for a ride home? Turns out he was just lying about his age. But you had misgivings and still asked for a ride from him. Don't do that. I did this right out of college. Met a guy at a bar. Texted back and forth a bit. Then we decided to go out. We ate dinner and then watched a movie at my apartment. I wasn't feeling it, so I told him to go home after the movie, even though he wanted to stay. The next day he called and texted me a bunch asking to see me again, even though I had told him I had a family event. And I told him I wasn't interested in another date. He then went off about how he could have ducked me if he wanted to and he knows where I live and work. Turns out he had been busted before for armed robbery, breaking and entering, and drug charges. I ended up going to the police station because he kept messaging me and texting threats. They talked to his parole officer and I never heard from him again, but it was still pretty scary and I was always a bit nervous until I moved out of that apartment. Not the a-hole. Maybe that guy will think twice before lying to someone again. Not the a-hole. He was 18. I felt really bad for making him cry. Never, ever feel bad about making someone cry because they've lied to you. Believe me, they're only crying because they've been found out. Most lies won't give you the satisfaction, so when it does happen, point and laugh. Be happy you've seen through them. Never feel bad because someone is upset about the consequences of their own actions. If he didn't want to get caught lying, he shouldn't have lied. Not the a-hole. He'll either stop lying or learn to lie better. Either way, he deserved to be called out. I have a hard time being sympathetic to a guy lying about his age who gets called out, especially in the circumstances of a Tinder date. He may have felt like it was a TA move to ask, but it's fair and reasonable to me if you have those concerns at any part of the date. Not the a-hole. Not the a-hole. When you date people from the internet, they often lie. You have the right to know the age of the person you're seeing. He knew you would find out eventually, and was embarrassed. Not your fault he lied. Not the a-hole, but next time don't get in a car with a guy you think is shady. To add to this, don't show them where you live either. You never know these days, and if it's avoidable, try to hide where you live, especially in a situation where things don't add up. Not the a-hole. A childhood friend of mine almost ended up going to jail because someone lied about their age on a dating app. She said she was 19. Turns out she was 17. The only reason it got dropped was because there was proof that she said she was 19, and they hadn't actually had sex. He was 20, so that was probably why he didn't get the book thrown at him. But after that, I don't trust anybody. You need to show me your ID before we do anything. I definitely understand why you would ask that now, but this reminds me of Dennis always wanting to see the girl's ID before they bang. Also, wouldn't Romeo and Juliet laws protect your friend? I know that my ex's parents used to say it was illegal for us to date because she was 19 and I was 17, but there was a 4-year difference rule. Not the a-hole. It was actually smart of you to ask for ID. It was a valid question because there are so many people that lie about their ages. He lied about his age, and that's not okay. He felt bad about it after getting caught. Not the a-hole. Dude lied to you for an extended period of time. Any embarrassment he felt is purely on him. Plus, if things were feeling off, it's probably best to make sure he is who he says he is in case he turns stalker or something stupid. Not the a-hole. Important to get as much confirmation about someone's identity as you can, especially during this day and age where you can literally meet up with any catfish. Hope you don't see him again. LOL. A person that lies about something like that is prone to lie about other things. Additionally, cry? That's on him, not you. In what world would you be the a-hole? Honey, you are protecting yourself and it's 100% okay to ask to see ID, especially if there are red flags thrown and you caught him in a couple lies. Protect yourself, and don't let Tinder dates drive you home. To all the people saying she shouldn't have asked him for ID and made him cry, she didn't know he was gonna cry. Dude probably thought he was gonna get ripped a new one and broke down cause he know he duck up. That's on him, not on her for asking. And now maybe next time he won't try to play women to get a date. Lying is so unattractive, by the way. Not the a-hole.